All right, here we go. All right, so welcome back. I won't go through my whole normal spiel to save you time, but this is part 2. We're going to get right into viewer comments. If you didn't see the introduction, stop here. Go see part 1, and then we'll run right up to here. All right? Viewer comments from 4 days ago up to now.
Okay, I guess you had done a poll question about what are your 2 favorite songs of all time.
Oh, and the artist.
And the
The artist and 2 favorite songs. Last show, poll question was if you had 2 favorite artists or genres or type of music, and then 2 favorite pieces or songs or orchestras or whatever.
Right.
Then list them.
Well, here you got your first answer. Rahesh said, poll answer. Haha. My favorite, Celine Dion. Titanic, My Heart Will Go On.
Who is that?
Celine Dion?
Who is the
Rahesh.
Rahesh like Celine Dion.
Yeah,
Right.
My Heart Will Go On. At the same time, I love Ricky Martin's Un, Dos, Tres.
I like Ricky Martin.
Rahesh, you know I had to laugh at you when you wrote this. I cannot believe you like Ricky Martin.
I like Ricky Martin.
That's a good dance song. I said, I guess you dance, huh? And he said he doesn't
Drink
dance
more
at
coffee
all.
over there?
No.
Oh, that's nice.
Justin, poor Justin. He can't stay past 9 o'clock.
Getting old.
Yeah.
We got up at 4 yesterday, and then we got up at what?
Oh, stop. You're not old. Come on.
All right.
Stefan, I didn't see your message until now. He says, Europe, the final countdown. And he sent me a link for it. You know, it's the final.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So I can't believe he came up with that.
Yeah, that's a good song. And
I haven't seen any of these messages. This is all new to me, so I'm pumped about it.
and then he likes Eros Ramazzotti, which I do too.
Who is that?
Yeah, you wouldn't know. And Tina Turner, he sings a lot of Spanish music.
Okay, I can see Tina Turner.
Cosas de la Vida. I love that song. I mean, I love the singer. He has a great voice. And he says a lot of Serbian songs. But I would add one more song just to invite more Nadal fans to the channel. With song that represented Spain on Eurovision contest. Azúcar Morena, Bandido. And these are 2 ladies that sing. They're very strong Spaniard ladies. And they can dance well. And I can see why Stefan likes it.
Okay.
He said, Viva España.
So
Stefan, do you know Spanish, by the way? Do you speak Spanish?
Habla español, amigo. Oh! Yeah.
David Rain says, of course I want to go or play in the Davis Cup, but I also enjoy seeing the players' personalities come out in a more relaxed atmosphere like the Laver Cup. It's also hard to watch 5 sets on a match on TV.
I get that's. I mean, that everyone's entitled to. I mean, again, if it's not really competition though. It's people playing 30% and it's relaxed, sure. But I mean, for me, it's like going to watch a movie or I don't know. It's not like, to me, it's not competitive tennis. But I'm not dissing the Laver Cup thing. I just, if I'm gonna work that hard at the beginning. I don't even know how to put it. I already said I'm just a big fan.
And I know, Dave, I for some reason I lost one of your messages. You have wrote your favorite song. One was Bruce Springsteen, and there was another one that he liked.
What song? I like all the songs.
I forgot. I couldn't find the message. I don't know if it was deleted by accident. He said he liked Zombie. He played it with his kids.
Oh yeah, Cranberries.
That it was a strong, powerful song. But there was another artist that he liked, and I don't remember. You're going to have to send me the message again. I don't remember. But
he sent me a video about a guy named Amos Lee, but I don't think that was tied to his favorite ever.
No. Okay, Kane Serjanovic says, okay, Carla, you overplay your handwrite from the beginning here. Novak already got 4 in a row. He already made 2 in a row so far, and he looks level above everyone. I think this is obvious. He's yet to achieve his full form, and he'll probably peak at the Australian Open. If that's the case, he'll win it easy as these 2. Roland Garros will be about who plays better between him and Rafa. It'll be a war full of alien versus predator, and there will only be one type of match. It'll be the moment at the end of The Godfather 2 when Michael is cleaning up the family business. I think Novak will see this exactly that light, and there is no way Rafa is taking it away. So that's in the bag. The Wimby will be riding the wave and gonna repeat 2016 crap for Novak.
So who wrote that?
Kane. Only reasonable question one will be the U.S. Open. There's a usual mid-year dip, pause, and might break Novak's focus, concentration. So 5 in a row is very possible. 6, hopefully. Remember, there's only one guy in history that did the 6. That's Don Vodge, eons ago.
Wow.
That will cement Novak as the legend of legends, and we will know it, and we will know how he likes that idea. Now, for the fun part. At Carla, promise that she'll repeat the punishment thing. Some people write, never learn. I'll be working on my suggestion. It will be glorious, just like 6 in a row.
Man,
Kane is dreaming, in my opinion.
No,
6
no.
in a row, Kane? 5 in a row? I would have made that bet even at 4. Even at 3, I would have made that bet.
All right, well, you made your bet. You better be like I just called you on that one. But look, first of all, the comment. How often do you come across a comment in tennis that involves Pacino and The Godfather?
Godfather is a great movie.
Okay. Don Budge with the last person to do 6. Again, I have a Don Budge racket. Where is it? I have a Don Budge racket. That was deep, by the way.
Alien versus Predator. Who's the alien? Who's the predator?
Yeah, we had
curious.
Alien versus Predator, and then called out Carlos Punishment. Don't forget that the other day I brought up that if Djokovic would stay healthy, again, I repeat this part of it. If Djokovic stays healthy mentally and physically, that he's already won Wimbledon in the U.S., that he could win all 4 next year if he stays healthy. That would be 6 in a row. Well, that was exactly what Kane said on top of that. That's a big-time comment. Pacino, Godfather, Alien, Predator, Carla Punishment, 6 in a row, and even went further.
Don Budge.
Who was that? Oh, and Don Budge. Kane, let's go!
Well, Kane came up with another comment. I don't get this. It was just for fun. Isn't playing tennis always for fun? And what's more fun than winning? Someone needs to explain that one to me. Anywho, at Justin, right on, man. Carry that title proudly. Win's a win, but don't rub it too much. Remember to be a gent.
It's my Don Budge. My Don Budge.
And that's fun too. By the way, Kane, I beat him.
Oh, we'll talk about that.
You remember that I said I would never let him beat me again. Well, I beat him the next day. We haven't played tennis since that day, which was what, Friday, Justin?
Yeah.
I think he's walking a lot because he's super tired.
Trying to get my head going.
It's not bad of it.
I'm just kidding. I had to put the racket
But I
up.
did beat him 6-3, and I didn't brag about it.
No, we're going to talk about that as well. And
I will never let him win again.
Look, we're not going to deviate from their important comments.
He didn't want to say it. You see how he doesn't brag about it?
I have it written at the
He
end.
didn't even brag about it.
I have it written.
Yeah.
Right here on the back. I'll go out. Carla and I had a match. Okay?
Yeah, let me read this. Where does it say that?
Carla and I had a match.
Yeah.
You know I'm right.
Yeah.
Carla, I'm going to quote. Carla and I had a match. I had won 2 previous in a row, a 6-3 and a 6-4. She played well and won 6-3. That's what I wrote right here.
And then he said, oh, I'm sore, my muscles are sore, blah, blah, blah.
See? Carla and I had a match. I had won 2 in a row. She played well.
2 in a row. First of all, that doesn't count, Justin.
And
just
won
for
6-3.
fun, excuse me. Just for fun doesn't count. We started at 0-0. 0-0.
Okay. Whatever.
So I'm 1-0. Again, I'll be Serena, he'll be Sharapova.
So my 2 just get washed out of the...
That didn't
just
count.
Washed out.
That didn't count. You counted it towards the 5-something.
All right, can we get back into this?
All right.
Well, I'll get
anyways.
into that in a minute. She played well, but I mean, come on. There was reasons. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. He's going to make excuses.
Not making excuses.
Okay, Kane said, Justin, I'm trying to imagine Carla letting someone win, and I can't. Maybe she's playing one of her kids' pupils, maybe, but to let a grown person win, I struggle with that picture.
Yeah, no. Yes, that person is correct.
Come on, Kane.
Who said that?
Kane.
Because he knows.
Come on.
He knows. No one that writes like the comments that he just made would ever believe someone like you. Because he can see through it. He can see through your boastness that carries 0 bite. They're just all bark. Right, so
I promise you I'm not all bark.
she doesn't let people win. She got beat twice in a row. She beat me. Now we just reset this whole thing. It's just going to restart now because I won.
Well, I was up 5-something, so if you want to add your 2 miserable wins that weren't even counting supposedly,
Thank you, but I'm up 2-1.
it would be like 5-3. So no, or 5-4. So we started at 0. I said in the last show, if you go look at the last show, I said 0-0. And I won. So it's 1-0. Good luck to getting to 1. Anyway.
Okay, so the
next
last tournament was I won at 2-0 then, so we're even.
Justin, we're not 2-0. You counted it towards the 5 that I had already. 1-0. All right, Rahesh says, another good show, guys, and let's stop the GOAT topic as we discussed earlier. Well, I explained to Rahesh that we weren't really trying to talk about the GOAT subject. It was just, you were saying how you wonder if Djokovic can get there, you know. I guess he doesn't want to hear the whole GOAT discussion anymore.
Get there about what?
with
the
the
majors?
Grand Slams. Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. That's great.
Stimpy Boy said Nadal won't win 4 Roland Garros in a row. Maybe he'll get 2 more.
I would agree. I agree.
Well, you said that.
Well, I said he would, in order to get to 21, he would have to. That was last show. Because these are from last show. I indicated the only way Nadal would ever get to 21 majors to surpass Federer by winning the French Open 4 more times. I didn't say I think he would do it. I said as long as he was super healthy, then he could do it. But I agree with him. I think he can win.
4 is tough.
I even think 2 more is going to be tough for the guy.
Agreed. All right, Stimpy Boy says, I'll remember what Carla said about the 4 Grand Slams the next year. I think he can do it.
I think so too.
And then B-Dog said, nah, too tough to win 4. He might get the Noli Slam again, 2018 Wimbledon, U.S. Open, and 2019 Australian Open, and the French, and Nadal is not 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I
But
agree
Henderson
totally.
beat him, guys. Uh-oh.
Oh!
Anderson beat him.
Djokovic isn't that good anymore. He lost Anderson today at the Laver Cup.
All right, Adam West said David Nalbanyan kicked a wood box into the linesman at Queen's Club and had to give up his prize money to
Who said
the
that?
fine. Adam West.
Adam West. That's a great fact. I didn't look it up, but we ended up.
I ended up looking.
That's
I remember that, and he did deserve that stiff fine.
Great
and
comment
Adam
there.
West said he should have been banned from Wimbledon that year and a couple other
Yeah,
tournaments.
that was what you call a really bad day. That wasn't fun.
Yeah, you can't even apologize to someone for doing that. I mean, you have to be careful when you're playing tennis, throwing your racket, hitting a tennis ball. Because I've seen, didn't Shapovalov hit a tennis ball? He got angry
Hit a
and
ref
hit
in
the
the face.
umpire right in the face, you know?
Yeah.
And he had to get disqualified from the match.
Yeah, projectiles tend to cause damage. Catapults, cannons, bombs, missiles. But errant tennis balls and rackets and wooden boxes can definitely cause damage.
Yeah. Stimpy Boy says Laver Cup reminds me of the Ryder Cup in golf. I think it's
Ryder
Cup.
Ryder Cup.
Sorry, I don't watch golf. I think it's a good idea.
Tiger Woods won his first championship today in 5 years.
He did?
Yeah, he won.
Congrats to him.
Yeah, good job, Tiger.
Good for him. He deserves it.
Yeah,
He's been through a lot.
Yeah, I mean, good for
He
him.
paid the price already for what he did.
Won a major for him. Good job. You mentioned golf, Ryder Cup. Good toss in there, but I read that earlier. Tiger won his first championship back.
Good for him.
Let's go!
I bet you he was happy. Must have felt good.
Good for him.
Ethan says, thanks for answering my comment, guys. This may be stupid question since I'm relatively a new viewer. But what was the impetus behind separating your shows into parts with time limits, besides the obvious obligations to your family? I've seen a lot of YouTubers host single episode shows that go far more than an hour.
Quick answer to this. We've had this question before, and I think I actually saw this one and responded to it, I think. The question is why do we have 2 parts? Why don't you just record 1 part? To be perfectly honest about it, I have not a very technically advanced phone. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do, but there's definitely newer ones out. And when I record a video upwards of so many pixels, it fills up the memory too quickly or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Maybe you need a bigger memory.
So whatever it is, I don't know. At the same point in time, though, it's dated. So when it gets to roughly 32 minutes or 33 minutes, my phone will literally be shut down and freeze, and I'll lose everything. The video will go away. We'll have done a show, and it'll completely erase it. And then I won't even feel like getting the energy to even try to do it again because I'll be like, man, there's no way I can get all that out again. So I just say, forget it. So I have learned to always cut it off at 32 minutes. So with that said, there is a place below where you can donate to the cause, but we don't do it for that. But I don't even like to mention that, but it's there if you wish to do so. But nonetheless, so we're not going to talk about that. Sorry, back in the comments. But that's why we cut off the video because of my phone's inability to hold video that long, and unfortunately, new phones don't grow on trees, at least not with 5 kids. That's
all right. Ethan says also Springsteen and Taylor Swift. Thunder Road.
Who's that?
Ethan.
Okay.
Thunder Road and All Too Well by them, respectively, especially the latter as it helped me through a breakup that I was fortunate enough to get. Thank you to Taylor for an in-person long story. But I love Fleetwood Mac as well as Carla. Tie between Songbird and Go Your Own Way from me.
Okay, so Taylor Swift, for me, when I first heard of Taylor Swift, I was living in Vermont, and she has, if I remember correctly, she was like a country singer, and by the time I moved back from Vermont to Alabama, she'd become like kind of a pop version of that. So I kind of got lost in her path at some point. Where you country or not? Not that it matters, but she kind of just lost me with that one. And maybe I'm wrong on that one. But and Fleetwood Mac, great.
No, he likes Springsteen as well as Dave.
Great.
Yeah, as well
Dave
as
Ray.
Dave.
So two Springsteen fans.
Yeah.
That's Adam West.
No, this is Ethan. Ethan and Dave.
Ethan and Dave Springsteen.
Yeah. Next comment. Ethan says, "Thank you, Carla, for supporting my point about controversy, sometimes instigating necessary changes. Your distraction point is interesting, Justin, but if we follow the logic, then you have to answer who is doing the distractions or who benefits. Why would the tennis suits and ties want that kind of publicity? It's not good publicity because it's making them look disorganized. When you said they're trying to distract from equal prize money, that means it's more controversial than umpire incidents. I don't think it is."
Look, that was a couple of days ago. I just went on this tangent a second ago about the Laver Cup. Now, this is a conspiracy theory. I'm just gonna make this up. It's gonna be. I'm gonna tell a story real quick, and I have no credible. I'm just gonna make something up, but tell me it doesn't sound good, right? Mm-hmm. So here you have Serena that goes off at the U.S. Open. The refs and everything else is the center point. You have what else? The other part we have at the same time though. We're all talking about discrimination and this and that.
Equal
prize money, blah blah blah. But at the same time, you have 100-year-old tennis tournaments changing formats. You have the Laver Cup out with all this money. You got billion-dollar investors trying to come out with the Majesty Cup to completely change the face of tennis as we know it. This is going to have ramifications moving forward for the rest of the time that tennis is played. You're going to have a complete paradigm shift and the potential way that athletes will plan their seasons. Heck, we could even move to some format where at this point there's bigger tournaments that pay more money than the Grand Slams do at 2 out of 3 sets. I mean, you're going to have this potential Majesty Cup thing paying one player, winner take all, $5 million or $10 million or whatever it is. Who in the right mind wouldn't want to train their butt off for that one in an all-time gladiator Royal Rumble where the best man wins? You know how many sponsors would pay the other athletes to be there in that 64-man draw? Everybody would watch it. At 2 out of 3 sets, then if I can win $5 million in that tournament or win 2 and have to play 3 out of 5 sets, well, I'd rather just work for less and make more. It's what's going to happen. A paradigm shift is going to occur.
Yeah.
And the distraction being is, okay, everybody's sitting here worried about what's going to happen between the referee and Serena Williams. In the meantime, you got billionaires shifting tournaments and changing the whole dynamics of the game in terms of the end of the year, what leads up to the beginning, what athletes make. And this only really applies to the top 8% of the athletes or 10% of the tennis players in the world anyway, and none of them are women. No one's discriminating. There's no distraction.
Yeah.
Seems like a pretty big distraction to me.
Yeah, no one talks about the women's.
But no one talks about it. But we're at the Laver Cup watching, but no one gets that what they're watching is a complete speed bump. I'm not saying, again, great for tennis. I love it. But it's not about the people playing their hardest and giving the crowd what they truly desire. They're not going to play their hardest tennis. They're going to clown around and hit each other in the back with tennis balls. And they're going to laugh about it. But I don't have time with 5 kids to watch a child's play a match. But if anybody can afford to go out and spend an hour of their time and $1,000 a ticket to watch it, then good for you. But I can't.
All right.
I don't have any interest.
Next comment. Ethan says, there should definitely be changes to the rules, but we need to get specific. Justin asks, what changes? Well, I'll simply remind you guys that you seem open to making coaching punishable by fine only. So that's one change. Another, in my opinion, is that a verbal abuse should be more strictly defined and should trigger a point penalty. No more, no less. No matter what has already happened in the match. Also, I think the 3 strikes equaling a game penalty is just too broad of an escalation.
Yeah,
the escalation should be more incremental. Obviously, Ethan really watches tennis and really pays attention to the rules and stuff, which is good.
And that's a really hard-hitting comment too, because the shot clock did come on the scene really rapidly. Like, okay, we're gonna have it.
I like the shot clock.
I like it too. Don't get me wrong. I like it too. Mm-hmm. However, it could have maybe gone a little bit slower out there to let people adapt to that. And just like anybody, we have to have time to learn new habits. It's easier said than done. If you're not a tennis player and you have this idea that you can easily change your routine, we've talked about this in a show. I think Kiyosama.
Where's Kiyosama?
Yeah, where's
she
Kiyosama?
Must be busy.
Yeah, she's probably traveling. What's up, Kiyosama? Thanks for bringing her name. I hope you're well. But she said a long time ago, Kiyosama, and she's in the medical field, Sometimes it's really hard for people to break routines, but they're being forced to do it, and that's fine. It's what it is, I guess.
Wayne Chia says Andy Roddick is one of the worst.
What?
As far as mistreating umpires. Yes, he is.
Never was a huge Roddick fan either way.
Yeah.
No disrespect to him. I never cared for his game.
Same here. Wayne Chia says, oh, I will be watching the Laver from Spain. Very interested.
Wayne Chia, take more time with your mom, and you know, don't think what you're watching is necessarily the hardest match. It might be fun to watch, but I'd rather spend time.
Fun, yes. Maybe he said it right. Fun.
Yeah, fun watching it, yes, but spend time with your mom. Cut that off. No disrespect to the tournament, but you have more priceless moments talking to your mom.
All right, Wayne Chia says, I'm from the Golden Oldies. ABBA, Dancing Queen.
Oh, who said that?
Wayne Chia.
Wayne Chia just busted out ABBA.
Yeah.
ABBA.
Yeah.
Wow, I was a Southern Californian kid, and ABBA was one of those names of bands that you would hear in like the most strangest places. Like people would be listening to like Led Zeppelin or the Beatles, you name it. There's the Springsteens, and people would throw out the ABBA, and then you hear their music. You know, they're interesting. Have you ever heard ABBA?
I like ABBA.
They're pretty.
Dancing Queen, yeah.
They're I like that. Who is that?
Wayne Chia.
Wow, okay. If anybody else sees this for the first time, though, and wants to answer this, keep this as a topic. I asked the question, if you're watching this, give me 2 favorite artists that you have, or bands, or types of music. I picked the Grateful Dead and Fish as mine, and then 1 song of each. I picked, Dire Wolf, or Bertha, and Waste from Fish. But tell us who your favorite artists are, and 1 song by each, or who your favorite violinist is, and a piece that they wrote, or your favorite country singer and a song that they sing, whatever. But feel free to keep that going. Let's keep that going.
All right, Larvancia Ramos says Jack Sock fan for sure, and Pliskova.
Who is?
Larvancia.
Jack Sock fan.
By the way, that's a horrible name, Jack Sock.
Who is that, Larvancio?
Sock.
Can I ask Larvancio a question?
Yeah.
I'm curious. What makes you a Jack Sock fan?
Yeah, me too. I'm curious.
What
Pliskova
about?
I can see. But Jack Sock?
By the
Maybe
way,
doubles. Maybe he likes watching doubles.
and Pliskova here, Carolina Pliskova, and I've mentioned this a million times in the past 90 shows. She's one of my favorite women's tennis players. I really have something about her that I like. No, it's not her looks. I think she's a beautiful girl, though. But I like the way she carries herself. And she could have won a U.S. Open.
She could have. She had the opportunity also to be number 1.
She really did, and I really wanted her to win that match. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. But I like Pliskova a lot, and that's Larvancio.
Mm-hmm.
So Larvancio, I love this one, but I'm just curious of what sells you to Jack Sock.
Yeah.
Just curious on that. No disrespect to Sock. I definitely don't particularly care for his game. I don't know anything about him as a person.
Maybe the doubles.
That's why I asked. I'm curious. Are you a doubles guy? He is a good doubles player, or is it something about? Or maybe you may know him or something. I'm curious. I don't hear that very often, so I'm curious.
All right, Big Dog 02 says, "Hey, did you guys see Osaka beat Sivakova 6-2, 6-1 like a boss?"
Yeah, but we also saw Pliskova just beat Osaka today.
6-4, 6-4. Yeah.
That's like a boss.
All right, David Rain says, I'm taking Sock/Anderson tonight over Roger and Joker. Sock will be all over the net. The GOAT boys are going to get drilled. Let's go Laver Cup.
I was asleep when that match happened. The only thing I heard about the next morning wasn't about who won or lost it. It was just that someone got a love tap in the back with a ball.
Yeah, Dave, I'm sorry. We're not big Laver Cup fans.
I think I would rather go out in the court with my 14-year-old son and let him pelt me in the face with the tennis ball for fun than watch that.
All right, Wayne Chia says, I hope Team World wins some of the day 1 matches. At least it will make it more interesting. That's what I'm talking about, Wayne Chia. This is another reason why I don't watch it. Because you have Team Europe that's like super dominant. And then you got the world that's just the players. I mean, you might as well get Serena to play, Venus to play. I mean, you might as well add some of the women to make it more interesting.
We got a lot of comments left?
No.
Okay.
I'm pretty much done.
Okay, good.
B-Dog says Osaka into Torre finals. Severiva beat Isner in Laver Cup. It was epic.
Wait a minute. And what was epic?
Severiva beating Isner.
Okay, so it was probably a nice theatrical performance. And look, I think the winning team does win a chunk of change, and they get mad sponsorship money for being there and a lot of kickbacks. I can promise you an exposure. But with that aside, though, the winner does get paid. I think they're probably.
I don't know. It doesn't say.
I think their pockets are pretty deep as it stands. But I don't. Again, I'm glad Isner's.
Well, that $2,000 a pop to be in the front. $1,000 in the back.
Yeah. Again, I'm sure it was a great show. I can only call matches like, let's say, Djokovic and Nadal's Australian Open match.
That was an epic match.
That was an epic match.
That was an epic match.
Let's say the Federer Nadal match in 08, and then the one before it
In Australian Open,
07.
that was a good match too.
No, I said the Wimbledon.
Oh, the Wimbledon, that was epic, yes.
We can go back to some of Edberg, some of Sampras's matches. You can go back to, I mean, gee whiz, you can go back for eons of matches, and I can see a better match than when I would say that. There's no way that match was epic.
Yeah.
It was probably a fun match to watch, but epic? No. That's a great question. Give me your most.
I'm sorry, guys. It's just.
We're gonna run out of time.
Yeah. All right. Last comment.
Poll question. 2 favorite artists, 2 songs, 1 by each, and what do you think is the most epic tennis match ever? Do your research. Don't just shoot from the hip. What was the most epic tennis match ever? Mine might surprise you. We'll talk about that next
All
year.
right. Wait and see. Last comment. Anderson beating Joker at Laver.
Hey, is Djokovic now not in the conversation for greatest ever because of his loss to Anderson at the Laver Cup? Are any birds chirping around here? Come on. I mean, I'm glad it was a fun match for the crowd, but aside from that, I would have rather watched TM beat Klizan at the St. Petersburg Open, or Youzhny give his last salute. Go Youzhny, go TM.
Yeah, the Tier 4 retirement. I actually watched his retirement. The thing they did
You
for
saw
him
it?
at St. Peter's. Yeah, I watched it today.
Go Youzhny. You can coach my kids anytime. Pay you on layaway. Let's go. Come on, Youzhny. So that's it, right? Okay, so real quickly, just don't be so. I already said that TM won St. Petersburg. We already said Pliskova beat Osaka at Tokyo.
Yeah, we've got
And you just rolled through Laver Cup, right?
Yeah, we got the Wuhan Open going on right now for the women, and Stevens lost in the first round of Kontaveit.
So, Kontaveit's no joke.
Yeah, and Kenan beat Puig, no surprise, in another tournament.
Kenan and Puig, that could have been a fun match if it was like at the U.S. Open. Mm-hmm. I mean, how much are these ladies putting in? Well, the women don't get much exposure, so I bet you they're playing their tails off.
Yeah, right now you got the Korea Open, the Guangzhou Open, the Coupe Banque National Presented Par, and you got the Wuhan Open. So that's 4 different tournaments for the women.
All right, so as far as the men, we've never heard any of those, but we've never heard any women's tournaments, but now we have heard of course, Laver Cup. We have heard of the Davis Cup now, moving into a mega tournament format next year, and we have the Majesty Cup, which should be in the mix, which is another mega tournament after the U.S. Open. And we will have the World Team Cup and the ATP Finals. At the end of the year, between the U.S. Open and
Simone wins also the Mets title. So
that's a good tournament.
He's 33 years old.
Good for Simone. I like Simone.
Oh, and Murray, by the way, has decided not to play some of the tournaments.
Yeah, Murray pulled out for the rest of the year. He wants to be as fit as he can for 2019.
Don't blame him.
I don't think he'll have much luck at the majors, but he might win some smaller stuff. But we wish the best for him. Again, not my favorite player, but we wish him the best. But think about that. After the U.S. Open, these upcoming years moving forward, we have potentially the U.S. Open, the Davis Cup tournament, mega tournament, big draw, the ATP World Tour Finals, the World Team Cup that the ATP is going to pitch out, and then potentially this Majesty Cup. That's 5 mega tournaments after the U.S. Open towards the end of the year. Then the Australian coming open right after that. And it's all about money. The 5 mega tournaments, and if people start playing them, then are they going to work less hard for the Australian Open and then take away from the Slam? And I know that the organizers of the Australian Open have even a say about this and are thinking about suing and so forth. You're stepping on our toes. It's a mess. Anyway, this wraps up the show, guys. I'm going to see how much time. So we're at 29, so that's perfect. All right, so let us know if you like the new setup, doing it inside at night. The kids are asleep upstairs.
I like outside better, but...
So I had to kind of cram my surfboard and my stringing machine back, or our stringing machine, and we moved the kitchen table over here that normally sits...
It's not a kitchen table. It's just
yeah, it's like a table. Anyway, so it's in the kitchen, though. It stays in the kitchen.
Kind of.
Yeah, it's right in the middle of the kitchen. And we moved it in here, brought a table out, tried to do something a little different. All right? Anyway, have a great evening and week. It's back to the grind for us, so we will see you soon. You never know. Maybe tomorrow, maybe 4 more days. Again, we have do our daily grind out there. So we'll see you soon. Hope everybody is well. What do I have from here? We have some ground to make up for myself being sick.
We already talked about the match. I already beat you. You don't need to talk about
Oh, yeah.
that.
So that was about the match. I already talked about that. Yeah, that's it. We already talked about the match. Thank you to everybody again. Subscribe below. Click a like below. Let us know if you like it.
Share the video.
Share the video. If you wish to contribute, there's a link below.
That's it.
That's it.
Have a good night.
Have a
Adios.
good one. See ya.